What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. And today we are back for the back nine at Glenkerry Golf Course out in Greenville, Michigan. If you haven't watched the front nine yet, I highly recommend that you go watch it. 37 plus 2, absolutely excellent performance from me. 7 straight pars to come out of the gate. Probably some of the most consistent golf I have played this year.
Just a little bit,
and this is the first 18-hole round that I played on the west side of the state this year. So I was definitely itching to break 80 here today. I did do a couple 9-hole rounds where I played one kind of close to Ferris State called Clear Lake. I shot a 40 plus 4. And another 9-holer, which is called Tustin Trails, which is up sort of close to Cadillac, and I played there, and I shot a 40 as well. So I haven't played 18 yet, but heck, even if I don't break 80 today, that was still the first sub 49 holes that I had in this side of the state this year, so that's nice. And you know what else is nice? The putting is still sharp, folks. Drained another really nice putt there. What I did preface, though, at the end of the last video is that the back nine at this course takes a big jump in difficulty from the front nine. I believe GAM has the back nine at like 2.5 strokes harder, even though it's only one more par.
Oh, no, it's caught an elm tree solid.
Make it through or no? I don't think it made it.
We've been doing these videos for over 2 years. By now, I hope you would know, yes, we did not make it. All right? So, really big gut check there for the first par 5 on the back nine. Really kind of a big jolt to your system on a day where you're just doing everything right, and a day where everything's going your way. You're hitting all the shots you want to hit. Your ability is just all there, and that was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, 203. A little bit of wind helping me. I think I'm going to hit 5-iron. That was a really good 5-wood from where I was, by the way. That was actually a really good shot.
Just hearing me talk there about just avoiding compounding errors, and did a really good job of that on the last shot. And, you know, that's how scores get from bad to worse, you know. That's how 80s turn into 85s, 85s turn into 90s. It's when the errors compound, when you hit multiple bad shots in a row, and you know, there's a good saying that the key to doing well in golf is hitting 2 good shots in a row. And there's also a saying where every golfer is 2 shots away from going crazy. So you can obviously see how momentum can swing for you so fast when you hit a great shot, and how it can swing back the other way, to the ugly side, when you really crap the bed on a shot. Certainly didn't crap the bed there.
Good old walk up here. Oh boy. It's a beautiful golf course as well. This is a really nice course. Yeah, I think I got it. Real nice chip shot off the hill to save bogey there after a bad tee shot. I probably should have re-teed, but I don't know. That's close enough. I'm not gonna argue about it. Awesome. Yeah, guys. I probably would have re-teed had I heard some more vegetation going psh, psh, on its way down. But because I didn't hear anything, and I was looking to see where it fell to, because I didn't hear anything, that in my mind meant that it made it into this stuff and hardly made a sound. So, I don't know. I wasn't gonna move up any further than I did though. And in any event, I'll take that bogey all day. Minimizing damage is what I've been able to do really well today.
So yeah, great job minimizing the damage there on that hole. Losing minimal ground, keeping myself well in it. A mid-70s round is still well in the question here. Off to another par 3 here. Fun thing about Glenkerry's back nine is there are 3 par 3s, 3 par 4s, and 3 par 5s.
He's hit it very high, but way left. He's going to try to get it up and in from, well, it's got the front left bunker.
A fried egg in there. It is just implanted in that bunker.
No matter what the par of a hole is, though, when this kind of stuff happens to you, it's an instant shot down the toilet. So, super disheartening considering I did hit that pitching wedge just fine from the tee. I was just underselling my distance today, you know. I mean, when you drive almost an hour to play golf, sometimes you get stiff. After my first week of classes after this was, you know, I was just, I was tired, you know, I was feeling it. And as you saw there, I gave that everything I possibly could have out of that lie. I was really happy to honestly get it out of the bunker. I've seen some crazier buried lies than that, but that's definitely the worst one I've experienced. Like, I don't know if you remember one where I was almost about to interrupt myself with making a miraculous par, but I guess not. I don't know if you guys know who Derek Lamely is, but I remember he had a really bad one time in his career. He was kind of a player who came to prominence in the same time frame of Tommy Gainey. But yeah, look up when you get a chance, Derek Lamely buried bunker shot. It was so buried you couldn't even see the ball. Like, it just implanted itself in that upslope. And they had to actually brush away the sand to make sure it was his. Then he took it out and took an unplayable. So yeah, it was crazy. We just have to make this tough, don't we?
Be kidding. Oh, this is incredible.
You are kidding. My goodness, this game.
Oh, you lucky little rascal.
I guess luck does come back sometimes. Just barely stayed in, man. Can you imagine the trouble we would have gotten ourselves in if we just went bogey on that par 5, then double on a par 3, and then an OBT shot? Oh, man, we would have sent ourselves right back down to earth. Instead, we do have a chance to kind of redeem ourselves on this shot, and we do. This was actually sitting up really far on the grass. Super easy to go straight under this, and it was hit really well.
It's propped up really high. It was very easy to go under that ball, but I did very well.
So yeah, as you hear me validating that statement of what I just said from 5 months ago, I did a really good job today, guys, of just keeping myself encouraged, keeping myself in a positive mindset, without kind of hyping myself up too much, which is a really tough balance for me to keep sometimes. And especially on these kinds of feel shots where you can't hit it hard, you just got to think it through a little bit more. It's tough to keep yourself grounded. It's tough to keep yourself consistent, but I've been doing really well today. And as you see there, another excellent putt, and we're in for par. Excellent par after that tee shot. We will take that all day.
I was starting to slide a little bit.
So off to the longest hole in the course now, par 5, 14th, 550. Trouble once again left. So after that last tee shot, I really did make sure to hold my posture a little more. Yeah, as you can see there, I didn't let my spine angle straighten up as much there. Was able to keep the club from turning over.
You know, even though that did hit a tree, even though that wasn't the best result, I'm still very happy with that shot because it was a good response to last hole. Last hole, that duck hook that nearly went into OB. A little bit of a rude awakening. Needed to change something and fast, and I did. So good response there mentally.
So off to the second shot here. Again, I'd much rather be here than in the marshlands, dropping 2, hitting 3. The biggest thing, guys, if you want to break 80 and you never have, the first rule of thumb that I have for you, if you get more than, say, 2 penalty strokes during a round, it's not happening. Because not only do those penalty kills just add a shot to your score, but at the same time, all the momentum you were building up, it just gets drained away from you because of losing your edge. And once you do that, you kind of feel like, I just got a penalty. I mean, this hole's going to suck already. I'm not going to pay attention to it. And, of course, once that happens, you're toast. So my biggest advice is do anything you can to keep the ball in play. If it's a 460 par 5, but it spooks you for whatever reason, 3 7-irons, 3 8-irons. You know, really, on days where you're just not feeling it, and not every day is going to be your best day. Not every day you're going to hit the 4-iron well. Not every day you're going to hit the driver well. I mean, we're all human. No one's immune to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, obviously, if you're trying to break 80, you are marginally decent. It is a given that you are marginally decent at wedges and short irons. It's just a fact. Your swing is sound enough for that. Your muscle memory is advanced enough for that. It's just a given. And so that is the biggest thing. Utilize your strengths and use those clubs as much as you possibly can. So that's my biggest advice there. And as you saw there, just not digging too deep, not trying to go for many hero shots there. That turned, how often do you see someone hit trees 3 times in a hole and make a bogey? Not very often. But the reason I did it is because I knew for a fact, after I hit that third shot, yeah, I might be not be in a spot where I want to be, but I'm not a partial wedge distance that I've gotten so much better at. And just honestly, little things like that, just encouraging yourself, it goes a long way.
It's starting to get greasy.
So, with all that said, heading into the 15th hole here, the longest par 4 on the course, which isn't saying much. It's only 400 yards. This is a pretty short golf course. It's only about 6,200 yards from the tips. But you know what? Like I said, even when the course is easy, you still have to execute. It's still your job to hit the shots necessary. And this one bends to the left a little bit, kind of a dog leg. And I'd say to do a great job on this hole. Fairway green, baby. That's what we love to see on stroke hole 2. Really promising signs there. Yeah. Again, me just going back to just my more natural swing path where I kind of get my spine angle a little bit more upright with the driver. It causes it not to go as far right, not really sliding into the ball. Whereas number 14, that's kind of what I wanted to do because I knew that was the safe shot. Well, on 15, the holes run opposite directions of each other, and you saw that big hill I was on number 14. So let us do this par putt.
Is an enormous putt. Yes. 3 to play, and we have a tie.
Not the greatest stroke, but that was a weird kind of mid-stroke adjustment there. Usually not a good policy, but it worked. I'm rock solid with this thing today.
I can't stress how important, how stress relieving that putt was. 3 holes left, 2 shots to play with. And boy, we are not slowing down, guys. That is the best tee shot on the back 9 thus far. Excellent, excellent shot.
All right, I got 129. Pretty straightforward shot here. Not really much to this one.
So really good drive there, guys. 1 step closer, and in a great A1 position here in the fairway, about 129 to go to this pin here. I got the gap wedge out. I probably should have used a pitching wedge in hindsight, but let me tell you something. When you try to lay off a club and you feel amped, you feel confident as can be, after you just ripped one down the middle, it is so tough to refrain from steering it. It's so tough to refrain from just kind of swinging too smooth and just coming in late, kind of like a John Daly sort of deal. It works for him, but it's not going to work for me. And you know what else isn't going to work for me? Me ramming putts by. Man, again with the fringe. Yeah, it's a thing that I definitely need to get used to when I come back here again, is dealing with that fringe a little better, because it's shorter than the fairway, which is often you just won't see like an actual fringe on courses. It'll just go straight from fairway to green. I mean, obviously you might see it on the PGA Tour, but this is one of the few courses that I've seen them do it. And kudos to Glenkerry. It's a really cool thing that they do that. But in hindsight, I probably should have used a pitching wedge just because of how pronounced that hill is back there. Yeah, even though it looks like it goes out of bounds where it ends. No, there's actually like 10 yards of room behind that. Now, obviously, a ball's not going to stop, but that goes to show how pronounced the hill is. There's never going to be a blue pin on that hole, so definitely should have utilized that. Good advice tip from, I don't watch her that often, but her name is Paige Spiranak. She was kind of like the first female golf YouTube star, and she always said, golf is already hard. Don't make it harder. And it's something I've really taken to heart. I've really worked on a lot of my strengths this year instead of trying to keep everything else in check. And it's led to performances like this,
Over the fescue.
where I'm playing significantly better. And the more I play golf, the more I can kind of maneuver around the weak spots and just maybe work on them outside of the golf course, maybe at the range at Fieldstone, or now up at the Cat Key simulators and whatever. So that's something I really did a great job with in 2022, was utilizing my strength instead of trying to fight the weaknesses, which is something you saw me do a lot less in 2021. Back when I was still not hitting the 3-wood that great, I would try to use it, even though I knew for a fact it would probably go wrong. Now this, even though I do have the club head speed to hit the 3-wood now, sometimes I just opt to hit the 5-wood just because I just like the setup of it, because I just have those memories of me hitting it well.
Not what I'm saying about that shot.
And I'm going to have a lot of memories of this shot being hit well, too. Man, that was a great approach shot.
I am a little bit upset that I did chunk that a little bit, but that just goes to show what I've been trying to work on lately with my wedges, especially my partial ones. Not crowding the golf ball, not kind of hunching over too much. And when I'm chunking it, that kind of tells me I'm coming up out of it just a little early, but I'd much rather be doing that and getting that foot up. You remember some of my partial wedge shots back 2 years ago, that right foot, both feet would just stay planted flat on the ground. I'm getting much better at that. And that was a good example of that, what you just saw there.
Couldn't have played this hole any better. Again, all all 3 par 5s, really, in the positions that I put myself in. I played smart golf. I didn't try to do anything heroic. And all 3 times, I got a score that is probably much better than I would have got had I tried to go for a hero shot. You know? So, it's nice when you don't put yourself in a position where you have to hit hero shots. And so, yeah, as you see there, green and regulation and a 2-putt par, just your garden variety.
All right. I'd say a 7-iron's probably all right. It's pretty level overall. Wind is more of a crosswind than anything else. Trying to get it up there.
All right, so here's the final hole for you. We need a bogey or better to break 80, completely doable. 175-yard par 3. Like I said, this is the third of 3 par 3s on the back. So bunkers pinch the front half of the green, but
I swear everything.
I got to tell you, the front pin is probably the toughest pin position on this hole, because you obviously don't want to have to deal with the bunkers. And as you see here, I was able to keep it straight enough to thread it between them and have a chip off of grass instead of a splash shot out of sand. And thin the sand shot, all of a sudden you only got 2 more shots to play with. Yeah, didn't want that. But at the same time, this is one of the most pronounced greens from back to front, not only on this course, but in my years of playing golf. This one moves from back to front. Like, the back side of the green is probably 3.5 feet higher than the front edge. So it was nice to give myself an uphill putt here. Hopefully we can take advantage of this.
God, these bugs are killing me.
It's never as easy as you want it to be, even though you're prepared. Here we go.
So Myers across ice to Earhart. Earhart takes the shot, score! Earhart fires it home.
The no hat strat. That's a great round of golf. That's a great round of golf. What I just did.
Yes, that was a heck of a round. I would say this is probably top third, maybe even top quarter golf vlogs that I've had on the channel this year. Yeah, new course, probably top quarter. Only 1 double, and man, I'm just seeing now on screen, dude. The 1 double I had was on stroke hole 18. That's so annoying. I did get a par on stroke hole 2, though, to make up for it, I suppose. But yeah, the numbers, they were strange today, to say the least. The fairway accuracy was okay. 6 out of 12 is, I mean, that's, you're usually not gonna do badly with that. You're not usually going to have too much trouble with the penalties as long as you're 50% and above, and as you saw, I only had 1 today. So there's that. But yeah, over 60% pars, as you see here on the Golf Association of Michigan round recap there. No, that's great, guys. 26 putts. My putter was on fire. Oh my gosh. I love to see it too. It's just such a nice greens, you know, that's part of it. But overall, I would say just such a great all-round round of golf where I played to my strengths, where my strategy was on, where I didn't try to stretch myself too thin with any shot, and kind of like know when you step up to it, this is probably a bad idea. On that 17th hole, I actually had a strategy that I use a lot for short par 4s as well, such as number 6 on the first golf log. When drivers not going to get it done for you on the tee box, aim at the 150 stake and act like that's the hole. It's like playing 2 par 3s stacked on top of each other is how I like to visualize par 4s sometimes. Yeah, and it helped me immensely. It was really, really a nice exercise. And I was glad you guys were able to come along for the ride today. And, you know, I do look back and I think you guys haven't seen that many sub 80 golf vlogs this year, even though I've had many more rounds. But there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, I've still got more videos coming. Wink, wink. I won't tell you how I did, but if I'm mentioning it, I must have done it a couple times, right? And number 2, I'm working on being more honest on this channel. Like last year, I cut out all the rounds where I shot 87, 88. This year, I have not. I don't think, other than the PAT, which was round 2, after I shot 84 first round and I was kind of out of it. I had to shoot a tied career best to pass. And after I doubled like the first hole, I was like, yeah, it's over. Other than that 94, the PAT, I have not failed to break 90 a single time this year. I believe that is also true for like 88. I think the highest is, actually no, Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. That's right, 89 there. But other than those 2 rounds, I've been like 86 and below, like without fail, and it's awesome. I love it. I love how I'm not blowing up and having super stinker rounds like I used to. But I'd cut all those out, even though I did golf vlogs for them. I just deleted them because, number 1, I had more time, and I could just like, I'll just play two days from now, you know, after work. And now I'm actually at school, and I just have more on my plate. So that's part of it. Another part of it is just I want this channel to be a depiction of kind of like my average play. Like back in 2021, I would always delete the bad golf vlogs to where now my bad ones, number 1, aren't as bad. So they look like the exact same quote-unquote bad rounds from years gone by. But in reality, it's just me getting better. And me not being as stingy with video selection and swallowing my pride, because that's what sometimes golf does. It gives you gut checks. It gives you humbling experiences. And I need to remember that. So that's what I'm trying to do on this channel. While the averages might not look like they're going down with what you see on the channel, rest assured that they are in real life. And I will give you a comparison of the 2 when it is all said and done, when all the videos are posted from this year, or this past year, I would say, between the 2 averages. So look forward to all that. Look forward to the next golf vlog. Can't wait to get it out for you guys. This is Buffalo Ben 15 signing off. Have a good day, everyone.